Well, the box office has come out this weekend, and we'll get to the box office report in just a little bit. But one of the things that has continued to amaze and stun and shock us week after week after week is the results of Venom. Venom, that we've been talking, it feels like we've been talking about it every single week. Like Venom has now crossed this marker that we didn't think it would cross. Then it crossed another marker we didn't think it would cross. Well, now it's hit a couple of more milestones. Venom has now made $822 million at the box office, all right? $822 million at the box office. Way beyond what anybody thought was even remotely possible. I don't even think Sony in its wildest dreams thought it would get to 822 million. But at 822 million, let's put this in context. Let's look at some things surrounding it just to understand just how big of a result this is for Venom. Now that it's at 822, if you look at some of the biggest box office films from 2017 and this year, 2018, look at some of the big marquee blockbuster films Venom has now passed. It passed Deadpool 2. That made $734 million. That's over last week. It has crossed Mission Impossible Fallout, one of the biggest hits of the year. Venom has passed Mission Impossible Fallout. It obviously passed It, which was the big horror film from last year. It passed Coco at $807 million. And going back into the comic book genre, it even passed Wonder Woman. It passed Wonder Woman at $821 million. Something I don't think anybody would say. Now, I know it feels like every week we're talking about this film, but every week we never fail to be shocked by just how high this can go. Now, the big question now is, at least for me, this little Venom movie that we're talking about here, where everybody said this movie cannot catch or will not do any kind of business, it cannot be successful if it indeed does not have Spider-Man in it, right? It can't. It's going to flop. No Spider-Man in it? It's going to flop. Nobody cares about Venom if there's not going to be Spider-Man in it. Well, guess what? As impossible as I thought it was, this little Venom movie is now getting close to Spider-Man Homecoming's box office. This little movie that everybody said without Spider-Man it's going to flop, and now without Spider-Man it may catch. It's unlikely. It's unlikely. But it's within the realm of possibility that it could catch the Spider-Man movie. This little movie without Spider-Man may catch the Spider-Man movie. It's completely nuts. Who knows where this thing's going to be next week? Now, I don't even think Venom made $1 million in the domestic box office this week. I don't even think it made $1 million in the domestic box office this week. But with its overseas legs, who knows? Again, I believe it is highly unlikely. It actually, and I think Spider-Man Homecoming came in around 860. I think that's 860, 870, somewhere in that neighborhood. That means Venom is still a good $50 million away. I don't think it can get another $50 million, but I mean, I've been doubting Venom this whole time. I mean, I always thought it could make money. I always thought it would be profitable, it could be successful, blah, blah. But I never thought like 600 million. I certainly never thought 700 million. And I absolutely did not believe it could hit 800 million. And here we are at 822. And the band, ladies and gentlemen, just keeps on playing. All right. With that out of the way, let's go to this other little off the top.